Hello everybody, and welcome back to G4G Games for Gamers. I'm your host, Napalm Dawn, and today we're back in Marvel Avengers Alliance for another Karolina team-up video that I would like to call the Dean of Thorses. Today's background music is brought to you by the Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon OST, and we're starting off on a track that I happen to really like called the Omega Core, I believe. Very interesting soundtrack. It's pretty cool. It has a sort of Daft Punk Tron-esque feel to it. So, this team up over here is, I'm going to show it to you in PvE, mostly because I don't think it is quite PvP ready yet, as they both have some levels to get all their ISOs, but it works out phenomenally well in order to get Karolina a lot of stacks super quickly. And all three people out on the field have got a tremendous amount of synergy with everybody else. And I mean, if there was a graphic that could represent the way this team works, it would essentially be the infinity symbol, because it just loops completely back in on itself. And let's see if I can get him going over here. I may have to change a few things up, as I have been fighting Hela to get some runed metal and also go for the Despair Bat. I did pick up the Doom Cup, and I'm quite happy with that. And I was also looking to get the Despair Bat, but unfortunately I didn't get it. But you know, there's still about a day or so. So the players on the field are going to be Karolina Dean and Mr. Thorse, aka Beta Ray Bill. And honestly, it is the gear on the agent that kind of really makes this team. As I'm getting it set up, I'll tell you what the weaknesses are. The weaknesses, of course, are tactician, so you really want to run the weather control device to go ahead and try to prevent against that. And debuff removal is going to hurt slightly, but not too much. The other problem is this does require two specific weapons to really work out well, but I believe you should be able to get access to these. I don't think these are ones that have gone by the wayside that are no longer available. And of course the Thunderstrike is currently on the roulette. So it uses the Rectifier, the dense Electro-Tech hammer, and the Thunderstrike, and of course the weather control device for a clean and an exhaustion, or bleeds if it's not needed. So there's Karolina, there's Thorse, and there's my agent. Now the Rectifier obviously is an item that is not easy to get anymore, but it really does make the team. And I'll show you how, because it does seem to kind of go off of a bug. I don't know if you could call this a bug for real. It seems like it's a bug because I don't think the intent was for it to work the way it's doing. So Beta Ray Bill takes an unfortunate critty blaster hit over here. Typically we would open up with the I say the nay. However, we don't have things rolling quite yet, and I don't want to piss off this tactician, so I'm going to go ahead and get a crackle going on the bruiser, and let's hope Bully does not attack a blaster. Perfect. Okay, so step one is the Rectifier. Step two would be to exhaust the tacticians. And the final step is to use the dense Electro-Tech because of its 2-round cooldown. We want to go ahead and use it first, and it will apply Tech Upgrade, which does help Thunderstrike, and Tech does help the weather control device. So I'm going to go for the Tactician. And watch what happens. See that energy feedback over there? And look, Karolina's gaining a stack. The reason why she is gaining a stack is because of that feedback proccing. The feedback is proccing because of that chain lightning and static charge going off. So this is weird. Energy feedback is supposed to happen when you perform an energy attack on the opposite side of the field. For some reason, the static charge is considered for the energy feedback like an attack, so it's actually going off. So I've taken off fast combat, and we'll see if we can watch this in regular motion, because I find it very interesting. Oh, that sounds like old 80s Schwarzenegger movies, doesn't it? Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and heal myself and get us out of danger over here, because we're getting a little bit hurt. And now I'm going to go ahead and bash on somebody who should hopefully live. So watch what happens. Thunderstrike goes off, we get the big spark, static charge, chain lightning, energy feedback, and there goes Karolina. Simply because of the energy feedback proccing, Karolina is gaining a stack. And now watch what happens when we do I Say the Nay. I say the nay! I say the hey, as in I want some. So now that attack in and of itself gives her a stack. And then the static charge goes off. Chain lightning, energy feedback, she's going to gain a stack. Is that not a thing of very interesting beauty? She's gaining stacks like crazy for really doing nothing. I mean, this is... It's literally like she's gaining stacks watching a movie about electricity. So as you can see, baby, this, oh wow, this really sounds like Daft Punk out of Tron. So here's an incursion. I do have a quest to survive an incursion, so we'll go ahead and do that. I know a lot of people already have their Kurth and everything. I was busy most of the day doing videos for this, also going through the Spec Ops to polish that off. Was doing the daily because they had some decent gear. So let's see what we have in a partial. Fandral. Fandral. Don't know. Yep, not really gonna take that one. Don't feel like dealing with Fandral. I saw the Coulson special over there. It's not something. Agent Venom, Agent Lee, Horseman of Famine. Alright, yeah, sure. I don't really care if I win or lose about this, but since we have the quest for it, we may as well. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get a Prismatic Shield up for Karolina. So I know that we have slow combat over here, but it's just basically to catch the way the debuffs are going off. So that shield managed to survive quite well. So we're gonna get out the Rectifier. And we are going to hold... Yeah, let's hit the Fire Tornado. Venom's gonna get in my face, and Famine's gonna get in my face, but it will shut down the agent a little bit. So that's fine. And of course we get Breaking Bonds on Venom, which is cool. Boy. Seeing counters coming in is just... It's such a different world now when you don't have Hafe hanging out with you. But hey, you know that shield survived pretty well over here. And so we're going to get tech upgrade off of the Electro Hammer, and we're going to hit Agent Lee. Pretty solid hit. Now we have tech upgrade. And now we're going to start getting some stacks. Simply because of that energy feedback proccing off of the lightning damage. So the wrist slinger didn't do anything. And amped up evade thanks to Beta Ray Bill, so that's pretty cool. Again, we're going to get counters, but he's going to replace a shield over here. Plus it just sets up an energy rebound heal. Karolina's going to start gaining stuff like crazy. Oh, so wow, that counter actually ate through the shield, and here comes Famine, so this is probably going to hurt. However, he took a lot of damage for it, and there goes Karolina again. Crazy, isn't it? This team is just getting beat up now, and we actually really haven't lost any health yet. Except for that. And of course now she's going to go twice. I think she's going to go twice because it's in the fray, or maybe she didn't go yet. Yep, there it goes. There's Black Horse. Okay, well, at this point we know she's got 5. So her Kamehameha wave's not really going to take anybody out. So, what I'm going to go ahead and do is just get out that next range attack, does extra damage with the perfect shot. Oh, and unfortunately Beta Ray Bill is taken out. That is the suck. Alright, so first we're gonna go ahead and cheat slightly and get some Vishanti action going on over here. Yes, I am going to take some counters again, which is fine. Exhausted will shut down Famine a little bit and keep the agent grounded. And I'm going to go ahead and hit their enemy agent with the Thunder Strike, which missed, unfortunately. But look, Static Charge is going to go off. And then there's that energy feedback, there's that Static Charge. They're taking reduced damage because of him wielding the signpost. But look at just... I mean, she could potentially gain 5 stacks all in one round. And what's good about this team is you have multiple attacks that you can apply Shieldbreaker to. So, you know, Invisible Woman groups don't possess that big of a threat. And she missed. So sweet. Alright, here we go. We've unfortunately lost the Shield Slam portion of this, but let's get our Kamehameha out. And we've taken out 2 of the people. So we're now sitting pretty over here. Oh, and perfect. That's just going to be Karolina fodder at this point. And this sounds like 80s John Carpenter movies. I didn't know the soundtrack was so intricate. God, I wish I could make that shield a quick action. I really hate burning a turn, getting that shield out. It truly is annoying. Okay, so I take and eat my brains. Shame he didn't go for Karolina to give her those crits. Oh, and he shield breaks me. Let's hope he doesn't change back. Sweet, he is not changed back, which is perfect. We'll get that fire going again. And we will once again start with the dense Electro-Tech. There's that tech upgrade. There's the chain lightning, which leads into the energy feedback. And there she goes with a stack. And you know what? We'll just kill him with the level 1. So there you go. There is Dean of Thorses in action. We unfortunately lost Beta Ray Bill. But really I was just hoping to, you know, push the questing along over here and get that incursion one out of the way. I think I already have a 300 chakra strike, so it was not that big of a deal if I didn't get a good reward for that. So there's the team in action, and you can see how they work out. The obvious weakness to the team is debuff removal, because if you are getting rid of the Rectifier and the static charge and all of that stuff, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to pass around that damage, and it's that passive damage that is what gives Karolina those extra stacks over there. And honestly, it's something that is really strong when there are more targets available on the enemy side. So like in the beginning, it's sort of like it ramps down as the fight goes along. It's very strong in the beginning, and then it sort of weakens as time goes on, because you don't quite get as many of those lightning and energy procs. So there's the fire tornado that shuts off that hunter. There's the Rectifier, and the good thing about this particular setup on the agent is that, with the exception of the weather control device, it is not a particularly exhaustible setup. As a matter of fact, none of the heroes can be exhausted properly, which is pretty cool. So enemy WCDs don't really mean a whole hell of a lot. And that's pretty good. The agent is not particularly susceptible to exhausted either, but if you are running this on defense, it is a little risky, because you really don't know what Thorse is going to do. Your agent might just be spamming the WCD if he's exhausted. So there's the attack. The attack causes a stack of energy in and of itself. Now watch what happens. Chain lightning, which causes the energy feedback. She gains a stack, and now the bruiser's gonna take it too. There's the chain lightning, the energy feedback, and there's the stacks. She's already up to 4. She did one thing, which is a shield, and she's already up to 4 stacks. So that's the beauty of this team, is she just stacks up really, really fast. The not so beauty of the team is the fact that at least these 3 things over here you pretty much need. Like, you have to get the Rectifier, and the synergy between these 2 weapons and what they do is of course a big key. See, the Thunder Strike has a chance to proc a counter, and that's just another way in which Karolina gains stacks. So I could open up right now, except of course the hunter will retaliate, and we don't have the shield slam up. The good thing is, though, is that you could put the, instead of putting the shieldbreaker on the level 9, which would be a waste, you can put the shieldbreaker on her Lucy in the sky, because that doesn't eat up her charges. And of course for Beta Ray Bill, you would want to put it on his level 6. So you really don't have to worry about invisible woman groups with this one too much. Pesty groups, it sort of helps this team because it means the debuffs stick. And honestly, I don't think anything Red Hulk does would particularly get her going. It's a shame that the Rectifier, the weather control device, unfortunately does not have any energy items in it, because that would help out too. But okay, so there we go. We've gone ahead and exhausted the enemy hunter, and we're gonna rest to gain some stamina back. If I wasn't out of stamina, what would be pretty cool is I would be able to go ahead and Thunder Strike and use the other hammer all in the same round, which is another area where the tactical suit's not too bad for this. So Chain Lightning, Energy Feedback, Charge, Chain Lightning, Energy Feedback. So far he hasn't countered, so we haven't procced the free Thunder Strike attack, which is unfortunate. Be nice to catch that in action. So we know her shield is up. We know her perfect shot is out there. So we're ready to unload with that level 9, and it should just about take everybody out. I would imagine everybody would die from it. And look, because of that attack, and because it hit Beta Ray Bill shocked him, which caused the Rectifier to proc, which chained to the Hunter. Nuts. Just absolutely nuts how this works out. Very, very strong. And there we go. Massive overkill. And of course it took out the Tactician. So there you go. There is Team Dean of Thorses over here. And check it out. I think it's well worth it to try to check this team out and see the synergy between how everything works over there, especially if you have all the ingredients. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care, everybody.